Hi, I'm April Plank. Today we're going through a reformer stretch class in about 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and get ready to go. I'm putting 3 red springs. Those are 3 heavy springs on my balanced body machine. So 3 heavy springs, and let's go ahead and lay down. I've got my foot bar up, my head rests down. We're just going to start with some nice bridging. So arms resting to the sides, heels on, sits bones distance apart. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, start to tuck your tail underneath you, roll your spine up, taking a big inhale at the top. And then as you exhale, think of your back like a string of pearls. I'm going to allow each string or each pearl on the string or each vertebrae on my back to come down separate of the one beside it. When you get to the bottom, let your tailbone go heavy and we'll repeat again. So you're going to tuck your tail under. Start to roll your spine up, one vertebrae at a time, rolling up into the bridge, and then slowly releasing one vertebrae at a time, all the way back down, finding that nice neutral pelvis. And we'll go again, just creating some mobility through your back, getting a nice release. Remember, today's class is all about stretching and lengthening. Good. Let's do that 3 more times. Nice round roll up, one vertebrae at a time. And then slowly melting yourself all the way back down. And then 2 more here. Just taking this time to connect your breath to your movements. Big inhales through the nose and big exhales through the mouth. The next time we're down on the carriage, I want you to lift your feet up into tabletop and then grab your pegs. So I want you to pull the pegs apart like you're trying to slide your shoulders down your back. And then let your knees go all the way to the right. Pull that left peg to the left. Feel that great stretch through the whole side. And then big exhales, you pull it back in. Let's go to the other side. So you'll pull the right peg to the right. You'll let your knees fall to the left. And then exhale it back to the center. We'll just keep going side to side, inhaling to the right. And exhaling to the center. And then inhaling to the left. And then exhaling to the center. And just 2 more on each side. Just going as far over as feels comfortable for you. And then back to the center. And this will be your last one to the left. And then back to the center. Pull the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. We're going to roll up and change our spring weight so we can put our feet in the straps. So we're going to go to 1 blue, 1 red. So I'm on 1 heavy, 1 medium. And I'm going to lay all the way back down. And this time I'm going to put my feet in the straps. So we want a little bit lighter weight for this. We needed heavier for the bridging to support us, but now we've got our feet in the straps. So I'm going to take my feet and extend my legs all the way long. Come into a little frog, heels together, toes apart, arms resting to the sides. You can bend your knees in, and then big exhales you push. Now, since this class is all about stretching, I'm going to make it bigger range of motion. I'm going to let my tailbone lift and let my lower back stretch when my knees come in. So I'm getting a nice release through my back, and then I'm going to push all the way out. Sometimes with feet in straps, you're working more on stability, and you're keeping everything from the head to the tailbone still, which means you're limiting your range of motion. But I want to make it a little bigger and just a little bit stretchier. Since that's the theme of today, stretching. Good. Do 1 more and then keep the legs straight. We're going to turn the toes to parallel and then lift the legs up and then lower the legs back down. So this would be a great stretch to do, or a great class to do, maybe like on a Sunday. I know on Sundays I take long walks. So this is a class I really like to do after my long walk. My whole body's nice and warm. I've done my cardio, and this is just a great way to stretch everything back out. So I would recommend, if you're doing this class, maybe you're a little bit warm. It's just going to help you to stretch a little better. So if you've done some cardio or another workout and you just want a way to stretch your body out, this will be a great time to do this class. If you haven't done a workout before the class and you're feeling tight, like if you get into this and you're like, oh, I feel really tight, you might want to do just a little bit of warming up, maybe 10 minutes of just footwork, or just something to just build some heat in the body so that you're more pliable and you can stretch a little bit better. Good. From here, we're going to add on a little bit with the legs. I'm going to go up with the legs, and I'm going to let my hips lift a little bit, bend my knees in, and then push my legs long and low. So I'm doing more of a little circular motion. My legs go up, my hips lift up, I bend the knees in, lower my hips down, and push my legs long. So I'm going to a little bigger release through my back. Good, just a few more like that, lifting the hips, bending the knees in, lowering the hips, and straightening the legs away. And this will be your last one. When the hips are down, the legs are long, we're going to go into circles. So we'll start at the top, we'll go down with the legs together, big wide circles, you open out and around and back up. So we're going down with the legs together, and then circling out and around and up. Just work at a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. Work at a breath that feels comfortable for you, a pace that feels comfortable. Taking your time to work and stretch through the full range of motion. Now when you do one more, we're going to come up to the top, and then I want you to reverse your circle. So let's go wide first, pull down and together, and then come right up the middle. So we'll go out and around and pull down, and then come right up the top. Good. 3 more to go. And this will be your last nice big circle. And then you can take the legs straight up and hold. Grab onto those straps. I like to grab right at the tape and then just give the legs a little pull, stretching your hamstrings. Squeeze your quadriceps, the front of the legs, lift your kneecaps, and that's going to help the back of the legs, your hamstrings, release. And then come into a little butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees wide. You can pull your heels down and put them on the carriage for more of a reclining butterfly. Or if it feels better for you, you can have the knees or the feet up for a traditional butterfly. And then I'm just going to add a little rock side to side to give my back a little massage and a little release. Good. And then from here, we're going to put the straps away, take the feet out of the straps, and then help yourself all the way up. Okay, so I'm going to come to my side with my left shin against the shoulder block. My right leg's going to be in front of me. We're going to go to a red spring, which is one heavy spring for some mermaid stretches. So take your right hand on the foot bar, reach your left arm to the tower, big inhale, and then exhale as you press the carriage out, lean into the foot bar, find that big release for the left side. Inhale and stack yourself up. Let's go 2 more times. Exhale, laterally flex towards the foot bar. And then inhale and stack back up. Third time, we're going to stay over there, so take it over and hold. Take your left hand to the foot bar, move your right hand over to the side and drop your chest into the springs. And then 3 times we'll do a little extension, so you're going to bring the carriage in, lift your chest up, and then press the carriage out and lower your chest down. Inhale as you look up and lengthen. Exhale as you lower back down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, look up, and exhale down. Hold here in the springs. Final stretch here, your left hand's gonna go on the right side. So you're gonna thread the needle, bring the left arm through, and then pull and rotate. So you're giving yourself a little manual twist, pulling the wood with your left hand towards you and trying to twist to look under your right armpit. And then release that hand back to the foot bar. Drop your chest one more time. Bring your right hand to the center. Turn back into your mermaid, and let's go into a counter stretch. Left hand on the headrest, right arm over your head, and stretch here. And then we'll stack the spine back up. Let's change it to a blue spring, which is our light spring, or kind of medium spring. Red spring is off. So I have one blue on. Take the strap in your right hand. Your left hand is going to be on the front shoulder block. I'm going to draw the sword with the right arm, and then lean over to the tower. Let your left elbow go to the back shoulder block, and let the strap pull you into a lateral stretch. Let your arm release, stack your spine, and go again. If this is too much weight, take it to a yellow. The key here is not strengthening the arm. It's about using the weight of the strap to help pull you into a deeper stretch. So if you are having a hard time with this weight, take it to a lighter weight, which would be a yellow spring. So we'll come up and draw the sword, and then you'll lean over, get that big stretch, and then release the arm down. Stacking up, and then big lean over, and then releasing down. And we'll do two more. And one more here. Good. And then you can release that strap and put it away. Okay, we're going to face the tower. I'm going to take my knees and bring them up against the shoulder blocks. And I'm going to walk my hands forward. If you have a tower, you're going to hold the tower. If you do not have the tower, you're going to hold the risers. Now the key is that you drop your hips down and back. So don't let your hips go so far forward you feel like you're going to fall forward. So you're either holding the risers or you're holding the tower, and you're going to do a little puppy dog pose. So you're going to let your head, your neck, your shoulders relax. Your hips can slightly come up to the ceiling, and you're giving your back and your chest and your shoulders a little stretch. So taking a big deep inhale, and then exhale. A nice big openness through the heart. If this is too much, you can just hold the wood and do more of a little child's pose. And you can even do that with the carriage back resting at the bumper. One more big inhale and big exhale. And then we're going to release and walk ourselves forward or slide ourselves back. And let's go to the other side. So we'll go to mermaid with our right shin against the shoulder block. Left leg in front. Let's start with the red spring. My heavy spring's on. Left hand to the foot bar, right arm out to the side. 3 mermaid presses. So we're going to push out and lean. And then inhale and stack it right back up. 2 more to go. Big exhale as you press out and lean. And then inhale, stack it up. 3rd time you're going to stay over there. Press out and lean and hold. And we'll take the right hand down, move the left hand over, drop your chest into the springs. And then 3 times we'll lift the chest, come into that back extension, and then press and reach it back out. 2 more times. Big deep inhale to come forward, and exhale to press back. Do that one more time. Inhale forward, exhale back. Take the right hand, thread the needle, bring it through now to the left side of the wood, and you're going to pull that wood towards you. Rotate your torso, look under your left armpit, and find your stretch there. Feels really good. And let's reverse it. Take the right hand back to the foot bar. Put the left hand back in the center. Turn your torso to the right. Come all the way home, and let's change our weight. So to a blue spring. Again, if this is too much, you can take it yellow. Your left hand's going to grab the strap. Your right hand's on the front shoulder block. Let's draw the sword up and out. Lean over to the tower. Let your right elbow drop to the bottom shoulder or back shoulder block. Take your stretch. Let your arm relax and stack your spine. So we're going to draw the sword. Big lean over to the side. Relax the arm and stack back up. Big exhale to press. Inhale as you circle into your stretch. Good. One more to go. And then we'll release that strap. Turn to face your foot bar on your hands and knees, feet against the shoulder blocks. I like this one on a red spring, gives me a little bit more security and stability. So I'm on one heavy spring. Push your hips back to your heels. You're going to press your carriage back into a little bit of a child's pose. So from here, we're going to press the carriage all the way back, kind of snaking the carriage out, dropping the hips forward. And then you're going to come forward into a little Viking ship or up stretch. Pull from your abdominals to pull your hips back to your heels, round your back, and go again. So you go to flat back first, then you push the carriage out, straightening the legs, pull those abs in. You'll lift the chest up, do a little back bend, pull your abs in, round your back, flexing your spine and pulling your hips back to your heels. Go to neutral spine first, push the carriage out, straightening the legs, lift the chest up into extension, pull your abs in and push back into your round flexion. 2 more times, back to neutral, push the carriage out and press, lift up into your nice extension, pull the abs in, round your back and scoop. 1 more, back to neutral, push the carriage out, lift the chest up, and then pull it all the way back, and then come to neutral. Come to the right leg, 2 options. You're going to either step the right foot onto the gray surface. If you want it harder, you're going to step the right foot onto the foot bar. Now I should say there's like 10 options because you could also move the foot bar down and put the foot on the foot bar down. So I'm going to keep my right foot on the gray surface and I'm going to push back with my left leg. So I'm trying to drop into my hip flexor. I'm not letting my belly sink out. I'm trying to pull my abs in and get this big stretch through the flexor here on the left side. And then bring it right back in. Let's do that 2 more times. You're going to push all the way back, getting into that nice hip flexor stretch. And then you'll pull it right back in. 3rd time we're going to stay there, so push it all the way back and hold it. Take your left arm, reach it up to the ceiling, and then lean it towards the right. So I'm getting a stretch through the whole side of the body here. And we'll hold for 3, and 2, and 1. Come back up, take the hand down, bring the carriage in, and let's switch feet. So take the right foot back, bring the left foot forward. Again, I'm going to keep my foot on the gray surface. If you want it harder, put it on the foot bar. Push the right hip down as you push the carriage back, finding a nice release of your hip flexor. And then let's pull it right back in. Do that again. Press the carriage out, dropping the hips forward. And then bring it right back in. 3rd time we're going to stay there, so press it back and hold it. Take your right arm up to the ceiling, and then you're going to lean towards the left. Really tuck your tail slightly so you get a bigger, better stretch. And we'll hold it for 3, and 2, and 1. Come back up to the center, take the hand down, pull the carriage in, step the foot back, find that little child's pose and press back and stretch. And then bring the carriage all the way home. Let's step off to our right. Go to a blue spring, so you're on a medium spring, and we're going to do a little bit of stretching standing. So let's face our carriage. I'm going to have my belly kind of lined up with the shoulder blocks. My foot bar hand, which is my right hand, is going to go on the closest shoulder block. My left hand is going to go on the farthest shoulder block. I'm going to push the carriage out and drop my head like I'm trying to press my ear towards the carriage, and I'm going to bring it right back in. And then do that again. You're going to rotate and press. And rotate back in. One more time, and then we're going to take the weight off. So you have a little bit of support here, so you can kind of get used to the motion. And then we're going to drop the weight down completely. So no spring, so just be careful. The carriage will move very quickly underneath you. So you might be able to hold this one for a bigger stretch. That's the idea here. So we're going to push all the way out, and I'm going to hold the stretch here. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling my right hand towards me, and I'm pushing my left hand away from me, and you should feel that, I'm hoping, in your back, and it feels amazing. So pull the right hand towards you, push the left hand away from you, make sure you're not locking out the joints, and breathe here for 3. Big breath 2, and big breath 1, and bring it all the way in. Good. Take it to a blue spring. One more thing on this side before we do all of this on the other side. So let's take the right foot up against the shoulder block, toes up. Your left toes are facing the foot bar, and we're going to push the carriage out by bending that right knee. I like to take my left hand to the carriage for a little support, and I'm just going to sink down into a nice inner thigh stretch with this left leg. And then we can come right back up, straightening the right leg, and you can even bend the left leg in. So we'll do it 2 more times. You push the left leg straight, you can come down with the left hand, bend the right leg, and go into a big inner thigh stretch. And then we'll straighten the right leg and come all the way in. Last one here, the left leg pushes out. You bend the right leg to take the carriage farther out. Your left hand can go onto the carriage. Nice big stretch through the inner thigh. And then let's come all the way in, and we'll go to the other side. So let's just walk around to the other side. Now you get the back view. So my left hand is going to be in the shoulder block closest to me. I'm lining my belly up with the shoulder blocks. My right hand is going to be farthest away from me, and I'm going to push the carriage out and lean my left ear towards the carriage, and then I'll come right back up. I'm on that blue spring, so it's kind of pushing me around a little bit. I just want to get used to the movement, and then I'll take it for the great stretch. Do that one more time, leaning into it, and then back up. Now no weight, so just be careful. The carriage is going to move underneath you very easily. So I'm going to push out, take the left ear to the carriage. Now I'm going to use my arms. I'm going to pull my left hand towards me and push my right hand away from me. Try to keep your hips nice and square as you do this. Doesn't look like anything's happening, but I can tell you it feels amazing. Hopefully you're getting the same feeling. Use that pull and push motion of the arms for 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll pull it all the way back in and hook that blue spring back up. I'll move a little bit more to my foot bar. Right foot's on the closest shoulder block, toes up. I'm going to push that right leg out. My left toes are to the diagonal. I'll bend the left leg to take the carriage out. I like to take the right hand just for a little bit of support on the carriage so I can get a bigger stretch. And then I'll come all the way in, and we'll repeat that 2 more times. So you push out with the right leg. You bend the left leg to go farther. Hand can go on the carriage for support. You're going to push it all the way out. And let's bring it all the way in. This will be your last one here. Your right leg will push out. You'll bend your left leg to go farther. Find that big release through the inner thigh. And let's come all the way in. And then we're going to work our way to the back of the machine for my favorite stretch, the standing pigeon. So if you're not as tall as I am, again, I'm 5'10", this feels really good, you might need to bring your foot bar down. So your right foot is going to go on the foot bar. Your right knee may go on the foot bar, it may not. That all depends on how open your hips are. We're just going to find a place that feels good. Now, if you're having to strain, like if the bar is way too high, please just bring it down. Doesn't need to be high. It's all a matter of how it feels, not how it looks. So you want to come to a place that you can release, because we're going to hold this for a little bit of time. And what you'll find when you're holding a stretch is your body will just start to let go. And it'll start to release, and then maybe you can go a little farther. But you're not going to push it farther, you're just going to allow it to go farther. So if you're okay with it, maybe your hands come down, maybe not. Don't push it. Again, what's happening is if you push it too much and you strain yourself into a stretch, your body's going to recoil and it's not going to stretch, and it's going to hopefully not, but increase your chance of getting injured if you're trying to push it too far, too fast. Take your time. It's amazing what time will do. So I did a lot of yin yoga in my past years, and when you're holding a stretch for 5 or so minutes, it's pretty amazing what happens at the end of the 5 minutes and how that stretch feels and looks versus the very beginning of the 5 minutes. And you might even be able to begin to push the carriage out if that feels comfortable. Maybe not. Again, listen to your body. And then let's come up and we'll do the other side. So we'll take the right leg down. Now don't be alarmed if this side is a completely different body, because we have two bodies, the right body, left body. So for me, this is my tweaky side. So I'm just going to take it easy. I'm not going to push myself. Never want to push yourself with stretching. In this side of my body, I've had foot surgery, knee surgery, and I have an upslip in my hip that I get continual physical therapy on. So I'm just going to honor this side where it is and do what I can. And the more you breathe and more you relax, the more your body's going to allow you to go deeper. And you're just going to go to where you feel comfortable. And again, we're going to hold this just for a few more moments. This is one of those stretches that I think everyone should be doing every day. Along with hip flexors being a tight area, outer thighs and glutes are a definite tight area. Not only if you're sitting, but also if you're active. If you're walking, running, cycling, hiking, all of it. You use your hips. So we need to give them a little love. All right, let's come up and we're going to finish with the foot bar down. So foot bar is going to go down. Hands are going to go onto the carriage, feet about hips distance apart. You're going to push the carriage out into kind of a little down dog type motion. And then you're going to round your back and pull the carriage back in. Do that again. Push the carriage out. Create a straight line of energy from the tailbone all the way through the fingers, stretching and lengthening through the hamstrings and the back of the legs. Pull the abs in and roll yourself right back up. And again, press it out. Reach and extend. And pull it back up. Take your left hand over to the right. Both hands are on the right. You're going to push out. Getting a bigger stretch through the left side, and then scoop and pull it back in. We'll do that 2 more times on this side. Press and extend. So both hands are towards the right side of the carriage. And then you'll pull it back in. You do 1 more here. Press and extend out. And pull it back in. Now your left hand will go to the left. Your right hand will go on beside it. And you're going to push 3 times on this side. Good. Giving our back a little bit of love. 1 more time. And then we're going to come up and go into the center. 1 more time pushing in the center just to equalize everything out. So find that nice big down dog, dropping the chest slightly, pressing the arms nice and long, lifting the tailbone up, and then tuck your tailbone, start to roll yourself slowly up 1 vertebrae at a time. Put the weight in the feet and stack your spine up until you're standing as tall as you possibly can. Shoulders roll down the back, heart lifts. Take 3 big inhales. Let's reach the arms up and over the head. And then take the arms down through the center. 2 more times. Big inhale. Arms up and over the head. And then back to the center. Last time here. Big inhale, up and over the head. And then back to the center. And I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.